Hey, welcome back to Ghost Tracks Podcast. This is Tina here with the intro to the second part of our interview with I-PSI. In this episode, we are discussing the investigation we did with I-PSI at Billie Creek Village in Rockville, Indiana, back in September. Pull up a seat, maybe grab an extra pair of undies because shit got real and weird at Billie Creek. Enjoy!
No.
And then we went to Billie Creek the next day, and that was a whole other doozy of a trip.
Who wants to kick off that part?
So Billie Creek is an awesome village. I actually, and obviously I didn't go for the last bit of fun you guys had, so I didn't have that experience. But again, I didn't feel anything like overly negative there or anything like that. But we did get quite a bit of evidence there. And I mean, it started almost from the get, really. We were there in, what was it, the Catholic Church. And so I think that was just me, Molly, and Curtis and Thomas, I think, when we got started. Yep. And we had REM pods going. We had the EMF, cat balls, ChatGPT. I had the body camera on, and then we had the audio recorder on as well. So we kind of like went balls to the wall right from the get go in there. And we were getting really intense, like REM pod activity, and then we'd put both out. We were asking very direct questions, like if you are, we'd put the two on and we had them in separate spots. If you're a child, touch this one. If you're an adult, touch this one. And they were,
It said play.
yeah.
It said play, and then it was like board. And so we're like, well, you have toys here. And it seemed to respond like I think there was a child there, honestly, if there was anything there.
Yeah, I really liked when you played Ave Maria. That's when it really went
Mhm.
off.
Yeah.
And then I think at one
We don't have a recording.
really, I think at one
I
point
think
we
Doug
had both
does.
our REM pods off at the same time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I was like,
It was going to the tune of it, too.
yeah.
Yeah, it was in sync with the music.
I was just sitting there in awe.
Yeah, and it was like rising and crescendo with the music, and
Mhm.
it was following along with it. I'd never seen anything like
No.
that before.
And we had cat balls go off in there too. In a lot, I think it was just the two, but it went off one, and then the
In a
next one went
lot.
off.
And then at the pew, the
EMF
EMF went off, so it was like
Mhm.
something walked
up to it.
along that route. Yeah.
And I think that was the first time that I had ever seen the cat balls go off. I had never seen a
other
cat
than
ball
somebody
go off.
kicking them.
Yeah. But, well, you guys had said that they had gone off somewhere, a Hannah house down in the basement, but I'd never witnessed
In
a
our
cat ball.
experience, we've never seen hardly a
Yeah.
REM pod reaction like that, for sure.
Yeah. Intermittent REM pod for me, but yeah, no, nothing like in the Catholic Church
I
there at
think
Billie
we
Creek.
set them up on that railing, one here, and I think one was over here. And then we had the other song going, and they both went
Yeah.
at the same
And
time. I was like,
that's all there.
Yeah.
That's
and I
crazy.
think
I
you
wish I was. Oh yeah, I walked in because I had borrowed a key because they had locked the Governor's House.
I remember hearing
And then
you
I was like
walking in.
really awkward about it. I felt so awkward, which is why I just walked out and left because they were just like, "Hey, sit down." And I was like, "I can't."
The way that you phrased it was like, well, I heard Ave Maria going, and I said, no.
Yeah. But I did leave. Okay, I did leave that, and I went to like the gazebo that's in the town square, and I started singing. But I had a reason, okay? Because the first time we were there, the same lady who was talking about it, she didn't mention it this time, but she mentioned that some people can hear singing in the town square. So I thought while you guys were in there fucking around, I
We were finding out. Yeah.
might try to do fucking around and finding out.
Yep.
I thought I would try singing, and I got a cat, and that was it. But we
Oh.
bonded. It was fine. But I did go back and watch that footage. And that was wild.
Yeah.
That was wild.
Which footage?
In the
In the
church that you
church.
guys when you were in there, Ave Maria
Okay.
and then Amazing
So you do have
Grace.
it?
And I was like, yeah.
I
It
don't
was
need it.
yeah,
Because
I
we have
don't think
bits
it
and
the whole
pieces.
thing though, because I think what I picked up was just like in the middle of Ave Maria.
Yeah, it was like just the start of because that's when we walked in. We were all
Nice.
we didn't. Uh, that's when we walked in and caught that portion of it, and I was like, okay, I need to pull out my you know camera and start catching this. So I think I caught like maybe roughly halfway into it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was recording most of the time, but not all the videos saved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that was a luckily I caught it because that was around the time I was starting to zone out because I was for some reason waking up at 9 was enough to not be fully awake yet. So I was sinking faster than let's just say the Titanic at that point.
Yeah. No, the church was definitely that was an experience.
How about your REM pod? His REM pod. How was acting up? Remember
in the
your
very
REM pod?
beginning.
How was acting up?
Well, yeah, my REM pod, it was acting up. It was like just going off continuously, like it wouldn't stop. So I thought maybe something was wrong with it.
Mhm.
Um, so I like hit the reset button on
Mhm.
it or something, and I
You
think I
checked the
ended up
battery.
yeah, I licked the battery. I was like, maybe the battery's dying, and it was fine.
Mhm.
And then we put it back in, and it was still doing it, still acting strange.
Mhm.
Yeah, you always like
Um,
batteries.
yeah.
Is that another piece of the puzzle?
It's a
Yeah, it's
thrill of
another
it.
it's yeah. But then I tried it again and the battery was dead.
Yeah.
So it
Well,
sapped all the battery,
your
but
REM pad had, like, calmed down, like, it evened out, it stopped just, like, going off, and then we were like, "Oh, okay," because you had reset it, I think, a few times, and then it was like and then it stayed quiet for a bit, and then it was going off as we were asking questions, it was going off, to the song and everything, and then by the end of the songs and both of ours going off like that,
yeah,
your battery was just done.
yeah.
Like, but it was fine before, and then it just killed it.
Well, another one that I thought was interesting is like I either moved the REM pod or turned it off. And
Mhm.
then as soon as I did that, yours went off.
Yeah.
It was like, no, I'm not done playing yet.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, we had no, the church, there was intense energy in
It
And
there.
it
felt
was
like a
all the
child.
lights. It wasn't just one of the lights. It was all of them going
Yeah,
off at the
all
same time.
colors at the same
Mhm.
time.
Like a congregation.
Yeah.
Right.
So going back to the whole dying or malfunctioning REM pod, I don't remember too much because I was half asleep apparently. Um, whose flashlight was on a lot?
I think
Because
your
Flash.
during when I was re-looking at that video, I was trying to keep track of who had what flashlight on because I was saw a mysterious light like right after Curtis had, I'm assuming, fixed the REM pod and started walking back up to the front, and like either in front of the altar or somewhere along the altar, there was a mysterious, almost bright orbish light that had gone away from Curtis right after that.
I
And
know
I'm trying to figure
Curtis
out who was flashing a flashlight
I know
around.
Curtis had his light on only when he was walking around, and I think I turned mine on when he was walking around to try and help. And then if I had was looking at something, like if I heard something or wanted to look, I turned it on. But I had my infrared camera on the whole time or most of the time, so maybe it flared.
Could it also have been maybe because while I was in the gazebo singing with the cat, I had found and then stolen a flashlight that was left there, and I kept kind of like shining it off and stuff to see if I could see anything. And
No, unless
I
you
don't think
made
we would see it through the window.
would you not have seen it through the window?
You might have, but it wouldn't have been like a pointed light because they were stained glass windows and stuff. So you would have had to have been like right outside
Yeah.
to get like an
Because
actual.
it when it happened, it was literally not too long after. Because I knew you had the light on the REM pod to help him see where the battery was,
Mhm.
and it was right after the point when you had stopped you all were stopped doing that, and he started walking away, and all of a sudden there was this, it's like, almost like a light. I wouldn't know even say it's a light, it was just this kinda, and it just as soon as it came, it disappeared.
I'd
I'll
have to
have to
look.
see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I know the reason why I need to send it to you guys.
Don't
So
mind our
it's
brain
just
cells.
like it just seemed very odd. It's like I was trying to find it, reasons
Mhm.
why, because I knew you had Molly had the flashlight because of that. But then I was like, okay, who else had a flashlight going around? Because it literally looked like maybe somebody had quickly moved a flashlight, but it's just like got here and there and it was
Mhm.
gone.
Hmm.
And you were the only one I
We had a
noticed.
big flashlight. I have a
Yeah.
small one.
Yeah.
I think
I
I
kept
know,
it
but
off most of the time because on our phones we've recorded in like
Yeah.
yeah,
what do you call it, thermal.
yeah, because I think the only reason I would saw your infrared light is if it was aiming right at mine.
Mhm. Yeah, no, I know that I had turned it around to the back because I think I had heard something behind me. Because I was looking at the footage and I was recording the back and I was like, "The hell was I
I
doing?"
know.
I didn't, so I think I heard something or saw something out of the corner of my eye, and that's why I was filming the back. Because before that, I was only filming up in the front where the REM pods and
I was
stuff were.
screaming at the screen, turn it around.
I know,
It's
so
about
was
to
I. I was
turn,
like, "What was I doing?"
Mhm.
But yeah, no, I think I remembered that I either heard or saw something out of the corner of my eye, and that's why I turned it because I was looking towards the back of the church
I
for some
figured
reason.
I
But yeah.
Yeah, maybe after this recording, because I did bring my laptop,
Okay.
might show it off.
Yeah.
Because I think I should have made note of it on my notepad. If not,
Mhm.
I mean, it's not super long video, so we can
Right.
pick it up.
Okay.
And I have our side of things in the video. We might have one that kind of matches up from a different angle.
Yeah,
We'll have to
hopefully,
see.
because it just seems weird. Like, because I rewind, seeing if like, okay, who else had a flashlight out,
Right.
looking around, and I'm like, I don't see too many people really moving other than you two
Yeah.
moving around.
Yeah.
So.
No, we were trying to stay silent and still.
I think most of the light was coming from the REM pods because they were
Yeah.
going off so consistently
Yeah.
that the whole church was lit up from 'em.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there for a good minute it
That
was.
was just so exciting.
And then they just stopped.
Yeah,
Towards the end, it
it's
just
just kinda
stopped. So,
got tired or I don't know
mhm.
what it was, but I know it takes energy or concentration or
Mhm.
something for them to manifest this stuff as well, so
Yeah. No, it was intense.
Yeah, they were stealing my energy because it seemed like shortly after being there, I wanted to just lay down on one of the
Mhm.
benches and fall asleep.
Yeah.
I could not stay awake to save my life.
Yeah, I only made it through because 'cause we'd gone into the school after that. We didn't really get a whole lot there. We went into that first cabin when you first got there. There wasn't a whole lot there
So we were
either.
about to leave.
Yeah, until we were about to leave, and then it kinda was I think the EMF was like, "Hello, don't go." And then I think the REM pod went off a couple times towards the end too. Um, and then we went to the Civil War house.
Yeah. Schoolhouse. Too much of that.
Yeah, I said yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're okay. You're
I
fine.
think we were pretty jazzed up from the
Mhm.
chapel. And when we got to the quiet schoolhouse, we were like,
"Me, this is
"Hello,
bullshit.
are you there?
Where are the kids?"
School's in session. Let's go."
Yeah. I mean, from our previous experience, the schoolhouse wasn't too.
I had put that.
Yeah.
I had that. Yeah, the only thing we ever had at the schoolhouse was actually the first real interaction with the Cabals I had ever had, where I had two of them, one down each side of the hall, and I kept trying to coax what I thought was a child to race,
Mhm.
and I ended up getting both of them to light up shortly after each other,
Oh, okay.
which is actually a short of that on our YouTube channel too. But
It's cool. But yeah, for us, there wasn't really anything in the schoolhouse that night, and then we got to the Civil War house after that.
Which I joined after my nap.
Yes.
Did
That's
you ever
right.
get a picture of Milky Way?
I did.
Yeah. Yeah, Milky Way picture over there too. Yeah.
I was sad because I was not part of that.
Yeah. Well, you wouldn't know. It's just our shadows, so we'll say you're one of the shadows.
So then remind me, because I don't know that I remember what happened at the Civil War house.
So initially we just kind of walked in, walked around, but then we went upstairs and we did an Estes method with Molly on the bed and I was sitting on the floor and
He was in
And then
Nick
I did the
Nick was
Yeah.
in there just observing, and then you and Thomas were in the room next to us
Mm,
doing an Estes method. And I think you were under and Thomas was asking the questions.
yes.
So
remind me, because I don't know that I remember that one. But
it
you
was
mentioned earlier
intense.
that was
It was
yeah.
intense.
We'll have I've got the body cameras.
And you can hear you.
Okay.
I mean, the body camera was in our room, pointed at Molly, but you can hear
Yeah.
your Estes method
And we were
from.
going
I
back.
tried to be loud so that way we could
Yeah.
like hear each other.
Yeah.
There
Cool.
Yeah,
was
because then you and Carol had come up.
About knocking myself out the ceiling, but
Is that what how I thought I saw you hit your noggin?
yeah, I was like, okay,
Oh,
the
jeez.
ceiling's low.
It's
I was like, okay, the ceiling's low, so I need a duck. Well, apparently, I did not duck far enough because I
No.
cracked right into the ceiling.
Yeah,
I think I placed a hole in the ceiling.
you did a little bit. But
So, anybody from Billie Creek,
Our
I
apologies.
apologies for putting a hole in the ceiling.
and didn't the REM pod
it's not for tall people.
went off during that Estes method, didn't it?
I believe so, but we
Yeah.
caught a lot of. Well, I mean, on both.
To answer your question, by the way, I'm not even really sure what I asked because you weren't answering my questions. You're kind of just shy. I
Really?
think at one point I stopped asking questions because it was just kind of like you two were talking to each other almost.
I've had to re-listen to them because I was looking for like other things going on. Basically, I was saving them on my computer. I was like watching them, but
Yeah.
from what I heard, it was there's some going back and forth. We may have said something at the same time too.
I
That was
think
the
so.
same, but I couldn't tell if it was your voice or his, and I gotta go back.
Yeah, it was on the record.
Yeah, because on the record, wanted to get back onto this, the orbs seemed like they were really going along with everything, especially downstairs.
Yeah.
Like, there was literally at one point where I think it was Ghost Tube or somebody had said doorway.
Yeah,
Literally, just as it said doorway, there was the orb that came from the door.
yeah, and I know they were like repeating. Like Ghost Tube would say something, and then one of them would say the same thing, like
It's
right
gone.
after. Yeah,
I'm
gone.
trying to find it.
I know I heard my name again, but like pointed out it's a pretty common name back then.
His wife left me at ISS, and Jeremy and I went to the nurse's station, and he just put on the headphones, and I was on the left of him. The second he put it on, like 2 seconds after, I said my name, super wow.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and it was also saying Megan's name. She did it.
I know whose name it's not saying.
It's literally said like everybody else's. I don't think it said mine though.
I don't think
Just
so.
tell me you did not do another
I can't. What was that name we kept getting in that one? It was like Jamal or just something. An ISF.
Dave Sean.
There's Dequarius.
Devontae.
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 Kind of. He was talking about the Estes. The Civil War house.
Okay, I mean it's still.
Oh, are we good? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so to answer Jeremy's question, I don't really know that I asked too many questions because he wasn't responding to me very well. I remember I was trying to ask questions and I got a lot of things like "don't talk to them," he doesn't want us to talk to them, things like that. And so at one point, I just kind of just started letting him say what he was going to say, and it almost seemed like he was responding to what Molly was saying, who was also doing an Estes method. So yeah.
And she was getting very similar things about like a female voice trying to speak and then a man's voice telling
Just
her.
like, no, don't talk to
Yeah. Like, I think at one point it did say my name, but again, that could be
Yep. I
someone.
said your name.
Yeah. So yeah, that might have just been the man that didn't want anyone to talk though. So like,
What? I don't remember this. Okay, so I vaguely remember the don't talk thing, but I feel like it's kind of like everywhere you go, everybody's like trying to tell me. Like when we went to the governor's house later, there was somebody who was just afraid to talk. But we'll talk about that. That was a whole thing. It was a doozy. But like, how come I don't remember that one? Because I remember the other methods that I did, but I don't really remember that one.
You
But
were
we were like,
talking like you were saying like murder and death, and yours was like
oh, I remember. Wasn't there like no? That was also the governor's house. Damn.
yeah, yours was really
We were going
intense.
back and forth. I had to re-listen to them. And then
Yeah, I did
at one
too.
point, I had said the same thing that the ghost tube had, where it said gone. I have it right here.
That's crazy. Because I remember even like the last time we were here, Curtis and I were sitting. That's crazy.
Wild.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So that's also like the first time that I went to Billie Creek Village with them. We had a lot of things happen in that upstairs area too, both rooms. So that's why I thought it would be a good idea. So like that's when Molly went into one and I went did the other room. But before that, it was like Curtis and I were sitting next to like the stairwell that leads like outside, and we both had this like feeling come over us. So that's actually where I sat to do the Estes method. That same spot that I sat before, where I felt this like overwhelming feeling. And I just remember after we asked the questions, I remember after I was actually in tears and I was kind of like hyperventilating because I don't know what came over me, but it was
I remember you
crazy.
talking about the first one that you did over there. And then like the door shutting or opening or something down the
Yeah, the
stairs.
door.
Yeah.
And like we even went down and like tested it. Like I heard like the door, like, because where I was sitting above the stairs, there was a door that led down to the outside. And then on the other side of it, like, was a door that led into like the kitchen. And that was the door I heard, like, did I say it was like scooting or something? Or did it like open? I thought it opened. 'Cause we
Yeah.
went downstairs
It moved.
and yeah, it did. And that was like, we even tested it. Like, that needs force.
Right.
So we went downstairs and it was just open. And so that was what I heard. And that was like during the whole time we were asking questions, the whole time that we were like feeling like something
Well,
on
yeah, it was
us.
like really hard to breathe. Like I couldn't.
Yeah.
I was sitting up at the top of the stairs, and I just like super short of breath. I couldn't breathe, and it just felt really intense. Like we shouldn't be here, kind of thing.
Yeah. It was intense. So that's really cool that same spot.
Yeah. Well, I really wish that I had a camera on you because there was one thing that it sounded like you and I said the same thing at the same time. But since there's only a camera on me, I couldn't tell if it was Thomas saying it or you. So I got to go
I
back and find that video. But there was something where we said the same thing.
I mean, I mean, you can't rule it out until you do it, but I was mostly silent towards the second half because I kept trying to ask questions, but it's like he would interrupt it or just completely say something not even close to what I was asking. So that's why I was like, let's just see where this goes. Like at this point, like at one point, even like because I know there is when we've tried to do like the pendulum or the what's like the dowsing rods. When you start asking certain questions, it's like they don't want to answer anymore. Like something is telling them to shut up. And I'm almost wondering if that's what who they're talking
The
about was.
captain.
Yeah.
He said he
Like,
was. He's like, I'm captain.
hmm.
Or call me captain or
Well,
something.
yeah, wasn't there one with a British accent?
Yes.
Like, because
Call
when we
me
were
the captain.
downstairs
Yes.
and we redid it, yeah, when we
Really?
were downstairs and I was under
In the Civil War?
in the Civil War house, yeah. I remember hearing a British voice, and
Yeah.
I, like, emulated it as I
I was
spoke
too,
it.
yeah.
It was weird.
I always try, like, when I'm saying these things, I try to say it exactly how I hear it.
Mhm.
I feel like that's how they're trying to come through, and then that way you know it's not me.
Yeah.
When I'm listening and I hear voices, like I'll try to just say them loudly. But if they get loud to me, it kind of startles me. So I'll say it louder. And so like when you hear me just like saying like, oh, like at the morgue, I started getting louder because they were screaming like hurt. And I was like, hurt, hurt, hurt. I was like, So yeah, I don't know if I don't really hear that many accents actually. I think maybe I heard like one on one method that we did. I don't know if it was like one that I did or if it was one that, but I heard like just like that one like sitting that I heard a British accent. But
Mm,
like that's it. Other than that, it was like, I mean, they all seemed pretty American.
yeah. I I think downstairs in the Civil War house, I had also heard some Spanish,
Yeah, yeah.
and I tried to relay some of it, but I can't remember exactly what it was. I think it was like morte or something.
Well, yeah, we all know what that means.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's crazy. I wish I could remember that. I need to see that
Yeah.
footage. Listen to
We've
it.
got the whole thing from upstairs.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put it on.
Wild.
Yeah, and downstairs too, and that was really interesting too.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I think doing the double Estes,
Yeah, I
I think
think
it
we
needs
need
to
to do
be a
that.
normal thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially if you're getting to the point where it's just the two people who are in doing the Estes almost responding to each other, not having outside voices coming in with questions. It's like they're just bouncing off each other at some point.
Yeah, maybe just have it as that.
I'm like Thomas, a little bit into the methods. I stopped talking too because she just starts
Going on.
really going, and I can't ask a question
Yeah.
before she starts saying more things. So I usually tend to get more quiet than not when we're doing Estes methods just because she usually there's a lot coming out. So I just kind of sit back and
Yeah.
let it go and see what happens.
Kind of only chime in when it gets quiet and you're like, okay, I need to stoke the fires here a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, if you kind of think about it, if you are channeling, you are also communicating with what you're hearing. And so sometimes I would be asking, I'm like, I wonder about this, and they'd answer it.
Mm.
So it's almost like I wonder if, it is channeling because you're
I mean,
mediumship.
by the sounds of it, yeah, it's kind of like a Ouijaing almost without the board.
Yeah.
You know, what I mean, to a degree, you're providing like the microphone, speaker, all in one to them.
So, I mean, we did another Estes method downstairs, similar things. We got a lot of orbs and everything, but I know that you guys really want to talk more like 135 into this. But the governor's house
Yes.
before
I just
we
got chills up my
before we go, because I know that was really intense for you guys, and I wasn't there for that. I was going to Betty Bye. I had a very hard time sleeping at Billie Creek though. But I know that I think pretty much every one of you guys had something happen over at the governor's house.
Where should we even
Yeah.
start?
Oh, I don't I'm, like, running it through in my head. I'm like, I know when we all got set up, and I think we did the Estes method right away because
Kind of.
I remember, Carol using the pendulum
Mhm.
in the bedroom, and I think, Curtis was in there too, and I do believe that you guys were getting some kind of action in there.
Uh, I think we started off with Estes, but I think later on we did move to a pendulum session. So if Carol wants to talk about that.
I don't think I did the pendulum there. I did it the first time we went there, but I know we had the REM pod in the governor's room, and I know that it shut it off, like it turned it off, and we never had that happen before. 'Cause you said that it just completely shut it off and you had to turn it back on. I think that was around the time that it said to get out. It when yeah, um, Jeremy had his, beanie over his eyes, so he didn't even know Curtis was in the room. Yeah, that one.
Same one in question.
And Curtis was in the governor's room, and, Jeremy said, "Get out, Curtis." And, yeah, you were in there, and then it shut the REM pod off.
So the reason why we ended up doing this to begin with is because like the last time like my first time we were there, oh, it's my phone. Uh, we had just even the second time, we just had like this feeling of just dread over us. We get lightheaded. We just knew that something there was like different than the other places that we've been. It was always that house that just kind of like made us feel like heavy. Yeah.
It
So
was hard to breathe in there.
everybody felt the same. Like Megan saw a shadow figure there the first time we were there. We did a pendulum session and got some, the first time we did some like had some responses. She saw it behind picking up and behind the headboard in the bedroom. And then I had an EMF at one point in my hand and it was just playing with it in my hand. And it was like we were playing hide and seek. Like I would go and then I would try to find it, go to the room, and then it would like touch the light again.
Oof.
It was crazy. So then the Estes method, of course,
It
I
started
was
wild.
yeah, I was under. So I had like we said, the headphones and the beanie on my face. But
I wish we had a recording of it. That
we
one's
do.
lost.
We do.
You know how I was recording it on my phone though? So you guys have footage of it?
Yeah. We do.
A
Oh,
little bit.
Yeah.
okay.
But yeah, the only Yeah, I have no recordings, just a simple video recording. It was mostly dark as my IR on this particular camera was not the strongest, but I picked up, a lot of the recordings from that one.
Well, it's something.
Yeah, because I'm like trying to see, and I'm like, I'm lucky to get like from me to Jeremy worth of footage. And I'm
Yeah.
like, but I did catch a few orbs in it, and then a lot of the whole session during, or at least a good portion of the session, because I think at one point I was like, okay, this is enough, we're done.
Yeah.
I shut it off.
The cat ball kept going off too. I do
Hmm.
remember that by the door while you were doing the Estes method. And you were popping off with things like, I want your soul and coming for you or something like that. Just like
Well, at one
death or I want you
that's just kind
or
of
and then it almost seemed like there was two different almost seemed like there was a guy there that was trying to warn us to get out. And then there was something else in there that was saying, "Oh no, you're gonna stay, and I want you and you and you and you."
Yeah, there was a couple of different ones. Like you could tell it was a fight, which is crazy because that's kind of what we experienced the first time with the pendulum. Like, do you remember that, Carol? So like we had like somebody that was like that felt like they were oppressed there and they were scared and they were warning us. And then we'd have this other one because I remember this. I don't remember the Civil War house very much, but I do remember like the governor's house. Um was saying like he's coming.
Yeah.
He's coming and we're like and then you guys were like, who's coming? And then yeah, it was like it was insane. And I think at one point we had even decided that this was not the governor
Yeah.
in question, that it was something like we talked about, was it the last video when we were talking about it? We were that they like to disguise themselves as like whatever we think it is. Like if it was the governor's house, they're going to be like, oh no, I'm the governor.
Like a trickster.
Yeah, a trickster. So, and as we went on, I think I'd said everybody's name for, yeah, except for
Yeah.
Carol's. Yeah, I think Curtis was a couple of times. It said ours like back to
Because I
back,
went and
or there's
sat
back
by
to back.
Carol. I said, "You're the safe one."
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
sitting by a mirror, and I was like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be by
Yeah.
a mirror right now.
Yeah. So that's
Uh,
why I think because it was targeting you the most. It had mentioned you, like how it was like it was drawn to you. It wanted you.
Yeah, especially after Molly found out that when Curtis said there was something dark shadow on the window or window or not window mirror, and he's like, I think I see something move around behind you, and you're
uh-huh.
like, what? What is it? It's like, well, the mirror is right behind you, and you're like, oh no,
Yeah, because I
no,
saw a
no,
dark shadow behind you,
yeah. You said something peeked
and
around
I
the
didn't
corner of
want
the
to talk
door.
about what it looked like. But
Yeah,
it was
because as soon as
black
you're
and
like,
had glowing red eyes.
you were singing about it more or less.
Oh yeah, I was
You're like,
because I break out in song to
and
lighten
we're all like,
the
what are you
energy.
talking
I said,
about?
"There's something behind you. It is glowing. It's dark. It's crawling."
I mean, I could have been eaten alive, and she's too busy sitting over there talking, singing about
Not a
it.
musical.
And he's just it in the air.
What are you talking about?
That's funny.
No, you told me that you started singing like a song that always like helped you when you
Yeah,
would see things when you were
yeah,
younger and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. What was it?
I did. It was My God's an awesome God,
Yeah.
and that's
Okay.
what I sang ever since I was a kid because I grew up in a Christian home. Now I'm not a
Yeah.
Christian now, but it still works for me.
Right.
But yeah,
Now did it
there's
like
not
when
a
you
lot
saw
that
it?
scares me. There's not a lot.
Yeah.
And I was trying to remain calm, and I'm like, "I'm out of ideas here. What do I do?" And I just started singing. It just
Yeah.
started coming out.
Was it
And
like after you saw it or like did you start singing and then
it
you
was
saw it? Was it?
it was before because yeah, you had just finished the Estes or because I wouldn't have sang while he's doing
No,
an Estes.
it was kind of during it because there was a couple times you got started getting creepy. I can't
Oh,
remember exactly, but
maybe,
there was a
yeah.
couple times you started
Yeah, that's
going
right.
into "My God is," and we're like, "Why are you singing?" And we're like looking around, it's like, "What are you singing? Trying to protect yourself from?"
Saw the shadow.
Mm.
I think it was even slightly. I think
It just came out.
yeah, I think it was
I
slightly
was
before
in
the shadow.
yeah, because I've seen some
I think
I've seen some creepy shit before, but this was like and I felt, like, shaky for some
yeah.
reason.
Well, I think it was like even during when the whole like something dark and menacing was coming because as soon as he started
I remember
saying
him saying dark.
he kept saying, something's coming, something not pleasant, more or less. And especially when it was starting to throw around eating your souls and taking
Yeah.
your souls, you're like, "Oh my God, is
then
it not mighty
blood.
God?" And we're like,
Yeah, I know I didn't hear any of that because it had to been during Estes because I know that when I said that, I started hearing shuffling. So I felt like you guys were painting after I said, like, the whole, like, "Wants your soul" or something.
Mhm.
Like, so if it's like, if you started singing that and then it showed itself with, like, the black figure with the red eyes,
Yeah.
like, it obviously didn't like that. It hated that you sang that song, and I think that agitated it even more. Um, in my personal experience, that feels like
Well,
it would
from what
be
I learned from this lady, she kind of mentored me, but she was a shaman
mm,
and she would perform exorcisms. She said that she'll even dive into Catholic ways, Christian ways, because each entity responds to something different,
yeah,
and in order to expel it, and that's just what spilled out of me.
yeah,
Because, yeah, you were saying dark, dark, or something like that. Yeah, they were coming, and
yeah,
then you
they're
spouted
coming.
out all our names, and
Yeah,
souls in it.
yeah, exactly.
And then it started getting dirty because it was talking about like, "I want to touch you," and then I think he was like talking about breasts and stuff like that, and then we're
I
like,
think,
no, 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 we're not doing that."
my understanding, it was like it just seemed like it was aimed at Molly
Hmm.
because like, he definitely said, like, your name twice, and, like, the whole, like, stab you thing, and then it mentioned the R word, the RAPE word, and
Oh,
yeah,
lovely.
and touching, and I
I
was like,
missed that part.
I felt like it was definitely
I was just singing. Yeah, I was
yeah,
already.
that's the thing though, I
I
think
think
that
I
was
was
why
putting
it was
shields
like
up around myself.
it felt like it was targeting you, and I just had that even, like, if I didn't say it, I just had that feeling
Maybe that's why
when
I
I
was
was hearing
compelled.
it, that it was
Yeah,
like yeah.
maybe I felt very unwelcome, and I was trying to.
Well, I think didn't you even say at one point you felt like something was behind you trying to touch you?
Yeah.
So
From
Oh yeah.
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
I ended up moving over by Carol.
Mm.
But I remember outside where I was trying not to let it feed off of fear because I said you can't let it feed off of fear.
Mhm.
And then you're like, oh my God, I didn't even like think to say it, but I kept hearing feed me fear.
I did hear that, yes. Yeah, sometimes you hear things and you don't really know how it's relevant, but I
Yeah.
definitely heard that. But, like, also with that specific one, it seemed like there were multiple people trying to talk to me at once, and there was just one dominant one that just kept overpowering the other ones.
Yeah.
So, like, I definitely did hear that, the whole, like, the feed me fear thing. I heard
Yeah.
it once. I think it was just once,
Mm.
which is why I didn't really think it was, like, that important. Yeah. So, I wasn't even sure that I heard the word fear, but when you said that, it was like so I was right.
Because I kept
I
telling
gaslight
myself,
myself.
well, I kept telling myself, I'm like, don't feed it. Stay calm.
Yeah.
Stay calm. Like, and then I was like,
So you were saying that, like, the whole time?
yes, because
Oh my
that's
gosh.
one thing I learned is that they feed off of it. So I
Yeah.
was like, don't feed it.
So if
Don't
I had
feed it.
heard that and
So
I'd
it's
said
crazy that I'm
that,
saying don't feed it,
that
and
would have been
then
basically like them saying, "No,
it
feed me
was
the fear."
reading my mind.
Oh.
I don't like it. You're
Yeah.
not welcome in there. There's enough things going on in there.
Ew, dude, that's crazy.
That was wild.
So all that was going on. I was on my own journey through hell. so, so yeah, no, they said they wanted to go into the governor's house, and I was initially like, okay, yeah, let's do it. But then they got all the gear, got ready to go, and I'm like, no, I'm not going in there. And Carol's like, why don't you want? I'm like, I don't want to be in there. I can't tell you. I just don't. And so I'm just sitting there, and I go inside the general store, and I'm looking over, and I can see the guy like lights and stuff moving from the windows. And I had the thought that I don't like admitting. And I started singing. I started singing Christian songs. I'm like, no,
So
no, no, no.
yeah.
That was scared the crap out of me. But then, um, so then I go outside and I'm sitting on the bench and it's freezing. And I'm like, I should just go in there and join them and see how they're doing. And then the other thought came over me, and then it was like overwhelming. It was like, no, don't go in there. That is dangerous. You will burn this place down. Do not go near there. I had no clue what was happening with you guys.
Yeah, you freaked us out. Like we walked out and I looked at Jeremy and I was like, is he okay? And you're like, Thomas. Thomas. And I was like, I said, he's not moving. He's not moving. He's not moving. I said, should we stay here?
And we do have an audio recording of them coming out and trying to get your attention, and you were not responding.
Oh,
Yeah, just because like that, like I don't know what happened. Like while I was sitting there after that thought, I kind of went. I wasn't sleeping because I could feel myself moving. I could hear things. I could like feel the cold, but I was having like visions of like my face melting in front of me and just weird crap. So it was like I was asleep, but I wasn't. And then I heard the loudest slam that scared the crap out of me and just woke me up, and I shot up. And that's where I was when you guys were coming out. I was like in a daze. I had no clue what was happening.
And at that point, we were already out of the building, so there was nothing like we weren't slamming doors or anything either.
Unfortunately, I was saying, "Oh, that's just typical Thomas." For some reason, I was like, "No, it's all right. It's just Thomas." See, unfortunately, you do go in these like weird little trances, and you just sit there, and we're like, "Are you right? Are you okay?"
It's just
And we're like, "Okay, we'll just leave him alone. He's fine.
the
He'll
fact
get
that
to."
he was seeing and experiencing things
Yeah.
and singing Christian songs.
Yeah, of course, that's
Like-
before knowing all that.
Like, I haven't sang that song since I was 12 years old, and it just like awesome.
Because it kind of matches a little bit with my first time experience of the governor's house. It was like, I just had I had ill will towards most of the people there. Like I remember at one point when Carol was doing her little pendulum session, I was like, okay, I should record this, part of the evidence and stuff. And I had looked over and Megan was already recording. And I was like, fuck this, I'm done. I'm not going to deal with this.
Yeah, is that where you had said that like you were just like angry
Yeah, I
for
was
no reason at all?
yeah.
Like you
And I-
laughed or something?
Yeah, well, I went into the living room and just sat on I think the bench that you were sitting on for the Estes meth, and I just sat there and just like, no, I really don't care for this, And I even saw Curtis; he was messing with a record player over there. I was like, he better fucking stop touching that. That's not his. He needs to stop, knock it off. And then I remember specifically, like next door, there was another group with us. It was 3 drunken people, and they were shouting and hollering, hooping, hollering in the Baptist, and I'm like, "These motherfuckers better not come over here. They better not fucking come over." And then sure enough, they come over, and I'm looking at them like I just wanted to strangle one of them, like straight up strangle him.
Wow.
Like he even walked in, and he's like, "Oh, I thought we were all friends," and I was like very close, tempted to just sucker pup. Yeah, I was staring him down. I did not say a word. I was staring him down. And I was, like, on the brink of just punching him square in the face. And I'm like, this is and then the whole time, I'm like, "This is not me. This is not normally me.
Yeah.
Why am I feeling so aggressive towards this person? I don't even know him." And then yeah.
Yeah, and the first time around when we were at the governor's house, I remember wearing the sound amplifying headphones that like amplifies everything around you, and I heard distinctly, "Go home." Like it was like spaced out like that. It was weird, but it was like, "Go home."
Yeah, it did not want us there.
Ooh,
No, yeah,
I'm
there's
a
something in
goosebump
that
right
house that
now.
doesn't like visitors.
I do remember saying that a lot. There
Yeah.
was something in there that did not want us there, and it just kept wanting us to leave.
Yeah, because it was almost like you, Jeremy, that you were warning us like it's gonna happen soon. Leave. Basically, the idea was like leave now while you have time
Mhm.
because it's coming.
Yeah, there's this constant sense of escalation
Yeah,
the whole
it
time.
was. It was definitely an escalation.
But yeah, because even from my first from that moment, it was like I was almost wanting to tell everybody to leave. Just straight up, get out, leave. And then I guess after all of us kept saying, "Oh, we'll leave," I was like, "Oh, okay, I will make you leave." Because for me, I don't know about anybody else, but I like had developed like a severe stomach pain, like a gas bubble had like started expanding in my gut, and I was like, "You will leave. I will force you to leave, whether it's on your own feet or not, you're getting out." And I need to get out. I hurried out.
Yeah,
And
I
then as soon as I
also
left, my stomach felt fine. I felt fine the rest of the night, like nothing happened.
I was like, wow, we're still staying. We're still here. Okay. Wow.
As I was walking around the governor's mansion this time, I was like developing back pain. Like my back was like, hurting, and I was starting to hunch over and everything. I don't know what that was from, but as soon as I left the governor's house, I felt better. Like I felt, okay, I don't feel so
Something
stiff
really dark
anymore.
there.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a strange house. I'm intrigued. Like, kind of want to go back and see.
Oh,
10
for
out of 10
sure.
would go again.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
If there's anywhere I could go again, like immediately, it would probably be Billie Creek because I have unanswered. Like I want to do more.
Yeah. So
So I'm just going to say that these are not the hot ghosts that I'm looking for. But again, 10 out
They're
of 10
from
will
a
go
hot
again.
place.
I mean, it is a fun.
I was going to say nothing says hotter like a melting face.
You don't
I
want
mean,
hot, you don't want hot demons.
No, just
Hot
ghosts.
Demon Thomas.
All right. As you can see, we had a super fun and exciting September there on all of our investigations. We'll link where you guys can find I-PSI and all of their socials in the show notes. We'll share the episode. I'm sure there'll be clips to share, and we'll tag them on all of the socials so you guys can click on those and get over to their stuff as well. And you guys have YouTube too, right?
Yes.
Yes. Yep. So we'll make sure to link the YouTube so you guys can find that. But yeah, I think consensus is we have to go back to all of these places and then some.
Yeah, even with all the not so wonderful, evil
Yeah.
shit that happened,
Mm.
I think we just
Yeah.
need to go back.
Be more prepared next time. I'll come with all the things: crucifix, rock salt,
Apparently, Tina needs to stay awake.
holy water.
All the lyrics for every church song possible.
Right.
Yeah.
Ave Maria on,
Yeah.
ready to go for the church.
Downloaded.
Yep.
On loop.
Yep.
Extra pairs of underwear.
We're bringing our
all the
brown
time.
pants next time.
And for all those Phasmophobia players, we're going to need some sanity meds.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys are, but somebody, right, knows what I'm talking about.
I'm sure someone
I
out
need
there
sanity
does.
meds.
Sanity meds, yeah.
More like memory pills. Since you
Need those
You'll
too.
get into a trance. You are
Yeah.
going to.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to remember. That's
I
why
wasn't
you
trying to
don't-
dig at you. It was like, you need help.
No, I thought you were attacking me. Like not remembering the governor's building or the Civil War house. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah. Memory pills.
Memory pills for sure. We'll
Just
need
trying to be nice.
we'll need to get some for me too. But yeah, so we'll link those all in. If you guys have any spooky stories or tales or investigations that you have done yourself, you can get those over to us at ghosttrackspodcast@gmail.com. We'll see you next time. See you later.
Adios.
Stay
Bye.
creepy. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.